My name is Jessica Brooks. I'm 27, and I just discovered that loyalty is a two-way street. What I'm about to tell you will make your blood boil. Picture this, New Year's Eve. Freezing rain hitting my windshield like tiny bullets. I'm driving my old Civic that sounds like it's coughing every 5 minutes. But none of that matters because I'm going to see my sister Amanda for the first time in 3 years. I had her favorite wine in the backseat, the expensive kind she always talked about but never bought. I had gifts wrapped in gold paper. I even got my nails done for the first time in months. Why? Because family is everything, right? That's what I always believed. The drive took forever, 8 hours of white knuckles and praying my car wouldn't die on the highway. My neck was stiff, my eyes burned, but I kept picturing Amanda's face lighting up when she saw me. We used to share everything as kids, secrets, dreams, our last cookie. When I finally pulled up to her fancy neighborhood, my stomach did a little flip. Her house looked like something from a magazine. Stone driveway, big windows with curtains that probably cost more than my rent, luxury cars parked everywhere. I grabbed the wine and walked up to the front door. My heart was pounding with excitement. Before I could ring the bell, the door swung open. Amanda stood there in a sparkly dress. Her makeup was perfect, her hair was salon fresh. She looked at me, then her eyes drifted to my car parked on the street. Her smile disappeared like someone flipped a switch. "Jessica, what are you doing here?" "Surprise, I wanted to celebrate with you." I held up the wine. "Got your favorite." She didn't take it. Instead, she laughed, but not a happy laugh. A cold, cutting laugh that made me feel small. "Oh honey, this party is for real family only. You know, people who have their lives together." She glanced at my car again. "That thing even pass inspection?" Her husband Mark appeared behind her, phone in hand. He looked at me like I was a door-to-door salesman. "Babe, is this her?" Amanda nodded. "Yeah, she didn't call first." "Listen, we're kind of in the middle of something important here," Mark said, already turning away. Amanda's voice dropped to a whisper. "Maybe you should have spent that gas money on, I don't know, a better car." Then she closed the door. Slam. I stood there like a statue. Inside I could hear champagne bottles popping, people laughing, music getting louder, and me, standing in the freezing rain with wine nobody wanted. Have you ever had your heart ripped out while you're still standing up? That's what it felt like. I walked back to my car in slow motion, put the wine in the passenger seat, sat down, just stared at that big, beautiful house with all its lights and warmth. Then my phone buzzed, a text notification. Mark had posted in the family group chat, the one I was still in but never paid attention to. "LMAO, why did poverty Jessica show up? Did anyone tell her this was black tie? Her car is literally from 2008 face. Amanda replied instantly. "I told her not to come, so awkward, at least she left quick." More messages poured in, laughing faces, jokes about my car, my clothes, my life. I felt something crack inside me, not sadness, something harder, something like iron. Here's what nobody at that party knew. For the past 5 years, I'd been keeping Amanda's world spinning. I opened my banking app with shaking fingers. There it was, the evidence of my stupidity. Monthly payment to Amanda's mortgage, $800. Her car lease, $450. Her credit card bills, $600. Groceries when Mark's business wasn't making money, $400. Phone bill, $120. Gym membership, $80. Streaming services, $65. Her daughter's daycare, $700. Total, $3,215 every single month, for 5 years. I did the quick math, over $192,000, almost $200,000. Our mom died when I was 22. Amanda was 32 with a new baby. She sobbed on my shoulder and said she couldn't do it alone. Mark's startup wasn't making money yet, just temporary, she promised, just until they found their footing. 5 years is a long time to find your footing. Meanwhile, what was I doing? Working 2 jobs, skipping meals, wearing the same 3 outfits on rotation, avoiding doctor appointments because I couldn't afford the copay. All while Amanda posted vacation photos and bought designer handbags. The rain was hammering my windshield now. My breath fogged up the windows, and something inside me went completely still and completely clear. I started tapping buttons. Mortgage contribution cancelled. Car lease removed. Credit card autopay deleted. Grocery money SDOPPED. Phone bill disconnected. Daycare payment ENDED. Every single one. The app refreshed. New available balance $3,215 extra per month. Money that was mine. Money IEAONED. Money I could finally use for MY dreams. I looked at that expensive wine sitting next to me, thought about all the sacrifices I made, all the times I said I'm fine when I wasn't. Then I drove straight to the children's hospital and donated the wine to their staff break room and all the gifts to the toy drive. The nurse who took them said, "You're an angel." I wasn't an angel, I was just done being a fool. By the time I got back to my apartment, it was 11:30 p.m. My phone was exploding like fireworks. JSSICA call ME right now. Why isn't the mortgage going through? My phone just died, what's happening? This is not funny, we have bills. I made myself a grilled cheese sandwich, the good kind with butter on the outside, sat on my couch, turned off my phone, and watched the ball drop on TV by myself. Best New Year's Eve of my life. 4 days later, someone was pounding on my door, bang, bang, bang. I checked the peephole. Amanda, no makeup, hair in a messy bun, yoga pants with a stain. I opened the door halfway, didn't smile. "We need to talk now." She pushed past me into my apartment. "Sure, come on in," I said sarcastically. "What did you do?" She spun around, eyes wild. Everything shut off, mortgage, car, phone, everything at the same time. "Yeah, weird coincidence, huh? Jessica, this isn't funny, we have a child, we need those things. Then pay for them yourself." Her mouth dropped open. "What? You heard me, pay for them yourself." But you always, I thought we had an agreement." "We did, I pay for your entire life and you treat me like garbage. I'm cancelling my side of that agreement." "You can't do that, we're sisters." I laughed, actually LAUGHED. "Sisters, you told me I wasn't real family, at your door in the rain, remember?" I was joking, God, you're so sensitive. $192,000, Amanda. She froze. "What? That's how much I've given you in 5 years. I have every receipt, every bank statement, every text where you promised it was temporary." Her face went from red to white. I didn't realize it was that much." "And it's because you never asked, you never cared, you just took and took and took." "We needed help, Mark's business." "Mark's business has been almost successful for 5 years. Maybe it's time for him to get a real job." Amanda's eyes filled with tears. "How can you be so cruel, after everything we've been through?" "Cruel, cruel. I worked 60 hours a week so you could go to wine tastings. I ate rice and beans so your daughter could go to fancy daycare. I wore the same coat for 4 winters so you could buy a new one every year. That was your choice." "You're right, it was, and now I'm making a new choice." She tried everything, crying, screaming, guilt-tripping. She said Mom would be ashamed of me, that I was breaking up the family, that her daughter would suffer. But here's what I realized, her daughter wouldn't suffer, they would just have to live normal lives like everyone else. And that's not suffering, that's called reality. When you can look me in the eye and apologize, really apologize, without asking for money in the same breath, call me. Until then, lose my number. I opened the door, she stared at me like I'd grown a second head. Then she left, muttering about lawyers and family court. That was 8 months ago, she never called to apologize, just sent flying monkeys, aunts, cousins, family friends, to tell me I was heartless. But you know what? I paid off my credit cards. I got my car fully repaired. I moved to a nicer apartment with a dishwasher. I went to the dentist for the first time in 3 years. I started a savings account that actually has money in it. I bought myself new boots just because I like them. And the absolute best part, I wake up every morning without that crushing weight on my chest. No more panic attacks about money. No more wondering how I'll survive until payday. I saw Amanda at Target last month. She was arguing with Mark in the checkout line about which groceries to put back. She saw me, I saw her, I kept walking. It didn't hurt anymore, and that's when I knew I was finally free. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones who know you'll always come back. They count on your loyalty, they weaponize your love. But loyalty without respect is just slavery with a smile. My name is Jessica, I'm 27, and I finally learned that protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's survival, and if that makes me the villain in their story, so be it. I'd rather be the villain than the victim. The end. If this story fired you up, smash that like button. Subscribe to Iron Revenge for more stories about people who fought back. And drop a comment. Have you ever had to cut off someone you loved? Tell me your story.